I do wonder now that JJ Harrell took off all mention of Tennessee on his social media and stuff, and it's so weird. This is such a weird industry now because you're just like, do we read into that? Is it just like to just drive up interest, drive up NIL value because more people are clicking on his page to see like what's he gonna do? Is he souring on Tennessee? But in your estimation, when you look at Tennessee reportedly wanting to take 4 receivers, if Mike Matthews jumps in the boat, because it seems like he's going to be a July commitment, right? And if Tennessee gets him at the end of June, which is very good that you're getting him right before he's thinking about potentially locking in where he's going to go, like how much does that change Harrell in his potential of landing in Tennessee? If Matthews falls, does that change anything for, especially Matthews Wingo maybe, or Matthews Amari? Does that mean Harrell's probably out, or are they comfortable being able to land all of those guys?
I don't think it would change anything. Certainly not from Tennessee's standpoint. Like you said, they're probably trying to sign 4 in this class if they can get 4 they like.
Mm.
And from his perspective, I don't know that JJ Harrell's likely to be spooked by a 5-star receiver committing to Tennessee if it gets to that point. So, we'll see. He's a confident kid. I think he thinks he's a big time talent for that matter, and that's that. He's still being pursued by other schools. My sense this spring talking with him is he's just wanted to continue to get recruited and look around and make sure he's making the right decision because he did commit pretty early, just as his recruitment was kind of heating up. Now Ole Miss is just down the road and has come into the picture a little bit more. There's at least a quiet confidence with Ole Miss that they might be able to flip him in the end, but you never know. We've seen those situations play out differently for other kids. So it's possible Tennessee could hold on to him. You just don't know. And I, right now it feels more like a toss up than it did probably a few weeks ago, but it's still a situation where Tennessee would love to hold on to JJ Harrell, and they're certainly not going to, be willing to just say, if he wants to go somewhere else now, let him go because we got Mike Matthews. Now they want to hold on to him and get some of those guys to go with him.
If you were a betting man, and I'm not, I don't know if you are, Ryan, but when you think about 2 of 4, like, do you feel pretty good that Tennessee should land 2 of Amari Jefferson, Mike Matthews, Ryan Wingo, and JJ Harrell?
I think so. I think that's a pretty reasonably safe bet right now. Obviously, like we just said, a lot of things are going to happen in the coming weeks. Ryan Wingo, kind of adding a variable to the equation we mentioned a second ago. He's probably going to wait until December to make a decision. He's probably going to go the distance and has told me he might even announce on early signing day. So that one's not going to play out anytime soon. Mike Matthews, for that matter, hasn't even set an announcement date or anything like that. July is kind of what we've heard as a possibility so far, but that could be August easily. I don't think it goes into the season, but I think he wants to go ahead and get it out of the way, by the end of the summer. But he hasn't ruled out anything at this point. He's just kind of said whenever the time is right. So that one's still open. And Amari Jefferson probably waits till August, September, but at least a couple of those guys working towards summer decisions. Yeah, I think Tennessee probably ends up with at least 2 of those 4. There's a very real chance they get more than 2 of those guys. It's just you obviously have to win some battles this summer, and you've got some major competition even for Amari Jefferson. It's funny, he's the in-state guy, but he may be as tough a pull as any of those guys with Georgia and Alabama swinging pretty hard at him. So I still give Tennessee a real chance of landing him in the end because he is in-state and because he's so important to them. So I would maybe give Tennessee the slightest of edges in that one, but that's even projecting a little bit. So they're going to have big fights on their hands for all 3 of those guys. But yeah, I think they get at least a couple of them in the end if I had to guess right now.
Do you think Amir Jackson took it personally at all? That like Jane Riddell was the primary target for so long, and Tennessee was obviously zoned in, and then he comes in for 865 Live, and it seems like he made it a point. I think it was you who I heard on the background of